Masked protesters tried to interrupt one of Trump's speeches, and it looks like his supporters aren't having it. This in from the gatewaypundit.com. Trump supporters sprung into action and unmasked the protesters at a Vegas rally before shoving them right out the door. The energy is heightened. We have this story and so much more coming up on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and today's stories show just how vulnerable Trump is to attack. This time, masked protesters at his Vegas rally. The Gateway Pundit reports that Trump supporters sprung into action to unmask the protesters, and you can see this here, them ripping down their masks. Now, they're hiding in USA flag hats and face coverings so that they look like they're patriots. And this is the same thing they did on January 6th. Who's they? Well, I mean, we can only speculate. I believe these would be informants, federal agents. They know that we love our country. They know what we wear. And so they will continue to try to hide under the guise that they are one of us when they're not. Always be suspicious. Now, we have a quick video of it showing what happened to these individuals as they attempted to leave. They were unmasked, and we need to keep this energy up. And of course, peacefully removing them is the most important factor. But you see these people, if I can backtrack here a little bit, you know, they have the liberal look right there. This individual with the hat and the glasses. And the reason why I bring this up as our opening story is because the pressure is mounting on Trump, this sort of pushback. And I don't believe that these people are organic. I think Trump's life is actually in danger. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. Dan Bongino has the same thing to say as well. Our next story is Dan Bongino. They're going to get this guy hurt. Secret Service agents are ordered to not wear red ties because Trump wears red ties. And if you're already thinking what I'm thinking, this is exactly what it means. Christian Taylor reports that former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino revealed in his podcast Friday that the Secret Service has ordered agents to not wear red ties. The order came down last week after an agent guarding Trump was photographed sporting a similarly colored tie as Trump as he took the stage at a campaign rally in New Hampshire. Bongino warned they're going to get this guy hurt. Now, President Donald Trump is there. You can see him on the right, and that's him there. And there is the Secret Service agent. Now, Bongino said an email edict went out after the photo of the agent wearing a red tie while guarding Trump was published by The Guardian. Bongino said the agents are pissed about the tie order. Bongino said that Trump needs to clean out Secret Service management when he returns to the White House next year, citing the agency's tanking of the White House cocaine investigation last year. He said that Trump's threat level is through the roof, and he urged Trump to make some calls saying that if this is what they're worried about, you're going to get hurt. But I happen to disagree with him a little bit on this because I happen to believe that if they don't want Secret Service agents wearing the same color tie, it's about keeping Trump distinct, which makes him more susceptible to an assassination. Obviously, you wouldn't want, if they're saying take out the guy in the red tie, you're talking about a bomb, you're talking about a long-range rifle. These are the kind of targets or indicating pieces that you would be looking at. So if we're not going to be allowing people to look similar to Trump, that means that perhaps they're going to target him. I personally believe he's susceptible towards assassination, but I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments, whether you believe me or not. Now, another not so surprising story is Nikki Haley. If you are a Nikki Haley supporter, please tell me. I have yet to meet one. I understood DeSantis supporters, but I don't understand this person. But here's the news. Nikki Haley loses a MAGA nation forever with one stupid tweet after she craps on Trump following an $83 million lawfare suit by a crazy woman. Jim Hoff reports on Friday a crooked New York court slapped President Trump with an $83 million judgment for speaking out against the disgusting lies of a crazed woman who said he lured her into a Bergdorf Goodman store some 25, maybe 30 years ago and raped her. This was in a dressing room where they were trying on lingerie. The entire story lacks credulity and is like something from Law & Order sketch. Today, the crooked court ordered President Trump to pay Eugene Carell $83 million for something he said about this crazy woman back when he was president in 2019. Free speech is no longer allowed in this country, especially for Republican lawmakers. Now, this goes on to say, his attorney general made a statement, which we're not going to read, but let's talk about Haley. following this kangaroo court sentencing where President Trump was not able to speak freely and was not able to defend himself against a completely ridiculous story, Nikki Haley decided that it was a good time to attack President Trump. Haley posted this tweet on X on Friday afternoon saying Donald Trump wants to be the preemptive Republican nominee. And we're talking about $83 million in damages. We're not talking about fixing the border. We're not talking about tackling inflation. America can do better than Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Donald Trump wants to be the preemptive Republican nominee. There it is again, repeated. You can read that there. What madness. What insanity. Nikki Haley, the buffoon, who seems to be running for president, or I don't know, maybe running for the board and the stockholders of Boeing, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman. She doesn't care about Americans. And this is why these stories continue to perturb me. Because, look, even if you disagree with somebody, I don't like a lot of people in politics, but I'm not going to celebrate an unjust ruling. And for a woman who can't even be faithful to the law, why do we think she'd be faithful to us? Well, if you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to understand. But there are worse people in the world. One of such is Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar gave a speech on representing Somalia in Congress that went viral with calls to expel her from the House. Now, this story is really crazy, and you have to pay attention. Somalian refugee Representative Ilhan Omar gave a speech to the Somali community in Minnesota on Saturday that has gone viral thanks to English translation subtitles. The translations have Omar saying that she and her fellow Somalis are Somali first and Muslim second, which no mention of being an American. Meaning American maybe third, maybe fourth. I don't know. But Omar also said that she represents Somalia in Congress and then told the audience that the control of the U.S. government's Somalia policy. Outraged, Americans called for Omar's expulsion from the House of Representatives. To put in perspective how crazy this video is, you can watch it at thegatewaypundit.com. I'm not going to play it because it's maybe like 9 minutes long and it's subtitled. She talks about how her goal as a member of Congress is to represent not Somali Americans, but Somalians in Somaliland. She said that's her ultimate guise to manipulate the American system to benefit Somalis and Muslims. And when I say stuff like this, I get called a racist. I get called, hey, Elijah, you need to tone it down. You're starting to sound too insane. Really? Well, it's from the mouth of the horse herself. You walk around and go, well, yeah, diversity is our strength, but is it? You have a lot of these dual citizens walking around, people that are blackmailed like Lindsey Graham, saying, well, we need to strike Iran. Really, what does that benefit our country? People like Ilhan Omar saying, look, you can't point out I'm a Muslim. You can't say you don't want a woman. You can't say you don't want a foreigner. You can't say you don't want this. You can't. But then when put into a position of power, it's, hey, I'm going to do all the things I said you can't criticize. It's a sham. Now, call me traditional, maybe, or just call me a patriot, but I'm sick and tired of this crap. Another important story that had come out as well was Oklahoma GOP, of course, member Senator James Lankford ended up siding with the Biden administration on this new immigration bill. Now, he's been censured for this outrageous agreement that still leaves our border open, doesn't curb illegal immigration. And one has to ask themselves in the middle of this, why the Republicans and the Democrats are in a uniparty to destroy the ethos of our country. It's disgusting. You can read the full story at thegatewaypundit.com. Anyway, my name is Elijah Schaffer. Thank you so much again for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Don't forget to leave a comment down below here. If you're watching on rumble.com/slightly-offensive, which would be my YouTube channel, make sure that you could be on my locals or wherever else I'm posting this. Go leave a comment on the Gateway Pundits Rumble. If you're watching this on the Gateway Pundits Rumble, make sure that you leave a comment. And if you're watching this on the gatewaypundit.com, make sure that you go to Rumble, follow us, and leave a comment. For the gatewaypundit.com, I'm Elijah Schaffer. Have a good night.